Good evening, everyone. A very excited room tonight. We're going to get going. Good evening, President Carver, members of the governing board, Superintendent Finch, Mrs. Taylor, the Falcons, the Knights, and some of the Bears in the audience that I've seen mascots of. We have a lot to celebrate tonight, and we're going to get going. Welcome back to DVUSD's Board Award and Recognitions for 2026. We're excited to share all the incredible achievements, accolades of our students, staff, schools, programs, and district. Kicking off our recognitions tonight are our next set of schools that earned top marks on their report cards for the education they provide students in the 2024-2025 school year. With a grand total of 27 A-rated schools, DVUSD is once again recognized as an A-rated district by the Arizona Department of Education, or ADE, as approved by the State Board of Education. When the Arizona Department of Education released the A through F grades, we learned that 93% of DVUSD schools were either A or B rated, meaning that they were considered A rated, performing excellently, or B rated, highly performing. ADE uses 5 quantifiable factors to determine letter grades that are approved by the Arizona State Board of Education. They compare student growth from year to year, proficiency on the AASA or ACT test results, English proficiency and growth, indicators measuring if an elementary school student is ready for success in high school, and if a high school student is ready for success in career or higher education, as well as high school graduation rates. Tonight, we're celebrating 8 of these extraordinary schools, the remainder of which will be celebrated at future board meetings. Principals, I will read a brief statement about your school. Then please come forward to be congratulated by the superintendent and the governing board. We'll take a quick photo with your banner, and it sounds like some mascots today, followed by rolling up your banner to proudly display at your school site. First up tonight is the Traditional Academy at Bel Air. Proud principal Christine Fitzsimmons had this reflection on the Bel Air Silverhawks, earning the recognition from ADE. We are incredibly proud to celebrate our school's achievement of earning an A rating from the state of Arizona. This accomplishment reflects the dedication, hard work, and unwavering commitment of our entire school community. To our students, your perseverance, curiosity, and determination have truly paid off. You continue to set high expectations for yourselves and show what is possible when you consistently give your best. To our teachers, your passion, expertise, and belief in every student are the heart of our success. You go above and beyond every day, and this rating is a testament to your remarkable impact. Thank you to the supportive families and staff who make this environment one where excellence thrives. Together, we have proven what collaboration and commitment can achieve. Congratulations on earning this prestigious A rating. I am proud to be part of this amazing team. Congratulations to 2024-2025 A-rated school, the Traditional Academy at Bel Air. Our next DVUSD school earning an A rating is Desert Sage Elementary. Principal Christy Gill had this reflection. Desert Sage is proud to have earned an A letter grade once again this year, a distinction we have proudly maintained since 2016. The learning that takes place each day is extraordinary and made possible through the collaborative efforts of our teachers, support staff, students, and families. Our teachers utilize the PLC process to design targeted supports and instruction for both whole group learning and small group support, ensuring instruction is delivered with the highest levels of efficiency, effectiveness, and engagement. As a result, our students are actively involved in and take ownership of their academic journeys. Thank you to our parents and guardians for your continued partnership with Desert Sage as we work together to provide extraordinary educational opportunities for every child. Hashtag Gecko Pride. Congratulations to 2024-2025 A-rated school, Desert Sage Elementary. Our next A-rated school is Diamond Canyon School. Principal Tara LeCount had this to say about the Coyotes once again earning this prestigious distinction. We are bursting with pride to be an A-rated school where excellence isn't just a goal, it's our way of life. Our Coyotes are howling with success, and students and staff come together each day to learn, grow, and shine. From engaging classrooms to supportive school communities, the dedication, hard work, and positive spirit of our students and staff make this achievement possible. We celebrate the passion, teamwork, and commitment that drive our success, and we couldn't be prouder of the amazing Coyotes who make our school a place of excellence and excitement. Congratulations to the 2024-2025 A-rated school, Diamond Canyon School. Next, we continue with, I believe, our first school with a mascot, Highland Lakes School. Principal Amanda Hicks had this to say about us earning the prestigious award. The Highland Lakes Bears are proud to announce that our school has earned an A rating by ADE. This outstanding achievement reflects a shared commitment to excellence and relentless focus on student success. This recognition would not be possible without our dedicated staff who strive for excellence every day, as well as our hardworking students who rise to high expectations and take pride in their learning. Through strong instruction, meaningful relationships, and a belief in every student's potential, our school community fosters a supportive environment where students are challenged, encouraged, and empowered to grow. We are equally grateful for the strong and supportive families and community partners that we have, whose collaboration and trust in our school in countless ways. Together, the Highland Lakes Bears community continues to set high expectations, celebrate achievement, and work toward a future where every student thrives. Congratulations to the 2024-2025 A-rated school, Highland Lakes School.
Watch footsteps.
Another mascot sighting tonight. The Falcons of Hillcrest Middle School are flying high. Their principal, Brad Brazel, had this reflection on the collective work that got the Falcons to this moment. On behalf of Hillcrest Middle School, we are deeply grateful and honored to be recognized as an A-rated school. This achievement is the reflection of the collective dedication, professionalism, and heart of our entire staff, who work tirelessly to support our students academically, socially, and emotionally. It also celebrates the commitment, perseverance, and growth of our students who rise each day to meet high expectations. This recognition affirms our vision, empowering young minds to become lifelong learners, critical thinkers, and responsible citizens. And it reflects our mission to nurture an innovative environment where students discover their unique potential through academic and personal growth, strong relationships, integrity, and collaboration. We are proud of this accomplishment and thankful for the continued support of our district and community. Congratulations to 2024-2025 A-rated school, Hillcrest Middle School. Valiantly slaying their grade this year, the Knights of the Round Table. Inspiration Mountain School proudly accepts our A-letter grade of distinction, Principal Dr. Joanne Schwarting had said, an achievement that reflects our unwavering dedication to our mission of empowering every student to achieve academic and social growth. This recognition is not the result of the work of one individual or one group, but rather our round table mentality, where responsibility is shared, voices are valued, and success belongs to all. Teachers, staff, students, families, and community partners work side by side with collective commitment to high expectations, continuous growth, and doing what is best for kids every day. We are honored by this distinction and remain focused on the sustaining excellence while we continuously strive to grow, innovate, and serve our Knights with purpose and pride. Congratulations to 2024-2025 A-rated school, Inspiration Mountain School. Flying high with pride for their A rating is Las Brisas Elementary School. Principal Alicia Kellum had this to say about their A rating. We are so proud of our staff and students at Las Brisas for their hard work and dedication toward this accomplishment. This rating reflects the strong student achievements and growth on our statewide assessments, effective teaching and learning practices, and success in supporting all learners. It is a proud recognition for our students, staff, and families, and a signal that our community at Las Brisas provides a safe, high-quality, and academically rigorous learning environment where students thrive. It's a great day to be an owl. Congratulations, 2024-2025 A-rated school, Las Brisas Elementary School. Spotted in the wild and possibly in this boardroom tonight, the Legend Springs Leopards. Proud DVUSD Principal of the Year, Nicole Basil had this to say about Legend Springs earning their rating. This accomplishment is a true reflection of the heart and teamwork that define who Legend Springs Elementary School is. By working together with a shared focus on high academic achievement, meaningful intervention and enrichment, positive social behavior, and strong connections, our students, staff, families, and community partners have created an environment where all students have the opportunity to succeed. Through hard work, dedication, and a balance of fun along the way, we are proud to accept this A rating and show the world who we are, an A-rated, excelling school for all kids. Congratulations to 2024-2025 A-rated school, Legend Springs Elementary School. Next, we move on to a marching band that has proven year after year they're a force to be reckoned with. Bringing music to our ears the last several competition seasons, the Pride of the West Marching Band at Mountain Ridge High School once again has proven its performance power during the ABOTA and AZMEA competitions this season. This group is not just a repeat Division I title champion. Instead, they've now taken home the state championship D1 title the past 4 years. ABOTA, or Arizona Band and Orchestra Directors Association, and AZMBA, Arizona Marching Band Association competitions are adjudicated marching band events where ensembles perform a prepared field show and are evaluated by adjudicators from across the nation. Bands are adjudicated in the areas of music performance, visual performance, percussion performance, auxiliary performance, and general effect. These performances are then ranked according to the scores and also receive extensive feedback on audio feedback designed to support student growth and program development. Not that Mountain Ridge needs any development. Pride of the West band director, Jeff Malone, had this reflection on the team's grit and dedication this season. This year's Pride of the West marching band demonstrated tremendous dedication, focus, and achievement. They've showed outstanding poise in the face of adversity and continually push themselves and each other to become the best versions of themselves. Week in and week out, it was an honor to watch this group perform and make meaningful musical connections with audiences and adjudicators across the state. The continued success of this program is a testament to the commitment of our devoted students and staff, as well as the unwavering support we receive from parents, alumni, administration, and our community. While it's an honor to be recognized for these successes of our program, the opportunity to represent Mountain Ridge, the district, and our community while seeing students grow as musicians, leaders, and people is equally as rewarding. Congratulations to the four-peat ABOTA and AZMEA state champions, the Mountain Ridge High School Pride of the West Marching Band. Next, we move on to an educator who's a trailblazing educator in his own right for his dedication in his classroom. Boulder Creek High School's Ryan Donovan was just named to the list of the top 50 educators by Educators Room. This prestigious recognition honors outstanding educators who are redefining teaching, learning, and leadership in schools and communities across the globe. This recognition celebrates educators who go beyond the classroom to create meaningful, inclusive, and transformative learning experiences for students while positively impacting their school and broader communities. The top 50 educators distinct highlights individuals whose work reflects on innovation, equity, and advocacy, and a deep commitment to student success. The 2026 cohort was selected from an unprecedented pool of 500 applicants, and Ryan Donovan was one of them. The application process required deep reflection on Ryan's work, focusing not only on his classroom influence, but also on his role driving meaningful change within our community. During his tenure at Boulder Creek, he has built partnerships with organizations such as the League of Women Voters, the Civic Center, Hope Women's Center of Central Phoenix, and the Anthem Veterans Association. These collaborative efforts have helped his students and himself realize the positive difference we can make. They have encouraged students to see themselves not just as learners at Boulder Creek, but also as engaged citizens who contribute to the community that shapes them. Ryan stated that witnessing their passion for service has inspired him to advocate for community involvement on a larger scale. Through partnerships with organizations like the Arizona K-12 Center, the Arizona Education Foundation, and the Arizona Coalition for Education and Economy, he has had the privilege of sharing this message and work for meaningful opportunities for students and community members, with the hope of sparking widespread positive change for educators across Arizona. Ryan finds being named to this list of trailblazing educators in the country a humbling experience and had this reflection on his recognition. It is a true honor to be recognized alongside outstanding educators from across the country who make a difference every day. This award and the platform that comes with it will enable me to continue highlighting the profound impact public education has on students, teachers, and the broader community. I would like to thank my wife, Enna, for her patience, kindness, proofreading, and I learned tonight, fashion sense. I am also grateful for my children, Clara and Jack, who inspire me to be a better person every day. Lastly, thank you to everyone at Boulder Creek for continually supporting me as an educator and my growth. Congratulations to the Educators Room Top 50 Trailblazing Educator, Ryan Donovan. And finally tonight, We're flipping the script a little bit because we're going to be honoring those that are actually already on the stage. Tonight, we recognize a group of individuals who are already on the stage, our very own DVUSD Governing Board. At the recent Arizona School Boards Association conference, they were honored with the Total Boardmanship Award. DVUSD President Paul Carver added these remarks to that recognition. On behalf of the Deer Valley Unified School District Governing Board, it is a privilege to formally accept the Arizona School Boards Association Boardsmanship Award. This recognition reflects our collective commitment to continuous improvement and effective governance. As a board, we understand that our leadership directly impacts the quality of education for our 30,000+ students. By prioritizing professional development and staying informed on the evolving landscape of Arizona education, we ensure that DVUSD remains a district of choice. We share this honor with our superintendent, our dedicated staff, and the entire Deer Valley community. This award isn't just a trophy for our wall. It's a testament to our promise to lead with integrity, transparency, and a student-first mindset. Congratulations to the Total Boardmanship Award winners, our own DVUSD Governing Board. You may now shake each other's hands. Thank you, and that concludes tonight's awards and recognition ceremony. We're going to take a brief
There it is. Okay. Need a minute. Regular Governing Board meeting Tuesday, January 13th, 2026.
I'd like to call tonight's meeting of the Deer Valley Governing Board to order at 7:07. Let the roll call show that all members are present. Dr. Zurbach, would you be so kind as to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence? Thank you. You may be seated. First item on tonight's agenda is item number 3, organizational meeting. I'd like to make a motion to retain our current leadership positions in 2026. Oh, I guess we need to adopt the agenda. I got a little bit excited there. It happens every time we do this. Do I have a motion to adopt tonight's agenda?
So moved.
And a second? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Mine's on. Josh, can you turn Sheila's mic on, please?
Vote passes 5-0.
Okay, item number 3 on the agenda, I make a motion to retain our current leadership position in 2026 as assigned in 2025 with Mr.
the
Carver as
presidency.
president, Dr. Pack as VP and ASBA delegate, and Mr. Botfield as ASBA alternate. Is there a
Second.
second?
I've already made a motion prior to him completing his.
You weren't acknowledged, so sorry.
Doesn't matter. I made a motion prior to.
Okay, we have a first and second on the floor. Any discussion? Dr. Pack?
Can you repeat that so I can hear
Sure.
all the words?
The motion made was, I make a motion to retain our current leadership positions in 2026 as assigned in 2025 with Mr. Carver as president, Dr. Pack as VP and ASBA delegate, and Mr. Botfeld as ASBA alternate.
And the other motion made was I nominated you.
Okay, one motion at a time.
Yeah, one
Mine was
motion at a time,
finished
Mrs.
prior
Fisher.
to him doing his.
Recognized by the chair.
Was there a second?
There was a second, yes.
Okay.
Dr. Pack.
I believe our policy says that after an election, we have organizational meeting to pick leaders every year. I dug into this a lot because I had questions about that, and it was brought to my attention, and I learned that after an election, it's any election, not just governing board election. So we just had an election to pass the override. Yay. And so we just had an election, so we should have an override, we should have an organizational meeting because that's what our policy states.
That's what we're doing. And the motion on the floor right now is to retain what we have, which would still be an election. And it can either pass or fail now that it's been motioned and seconded. And if fails, then we would go on from there. And if it passes, then people would stay in the positions that they've got.
Has this happened in the last 92 years?
No.
Well, this,
You as a board, you can, if you have a motion and a second, you can do whatever you want because it takes 3 to pass it.
It's still a
So
vote,
if,
so
yeah,
it's still,
if only 2 vote for it, or if you don't get a second, you can't have a motion, so.
right.
One more question. What about the voting delegate? Does that change or is it staying in place as well?
No, the motion was that everybody retains the positions that they had this year.
Okay.
So you would retain both of those positions.
So, have not seen this happen in board meetings, but this time next year, would the same thing also happen? This time the following year?
Yes.
If you can get a second and you can get 3 votes.
Okay, thank you.
So in other words, it was a setup. If you said second when I made my motion, since his was not completed, they still would have overrode the two of us, but,
I had a hard time hearing.
right, it's just a setup.
Any other comment?
There's a public
There's a
comment.
public comment. Yes, I was just seeing if there's any other board comment.
Hand that to me.
Seeing none, we've got a public comment.
Okay. That is the first one. I'm sorry, this is the first one. And she's the first. That's the first one.
The board invites public comment on the district's business in general and on any agenda item in specific. All speakers must observe the rules of decorum. Speakers must fill out a card listing name, address, and topic and hand it to the board secretary prior to the president calling the meeting to order. Speakers must make their comments in no more than 3 minutes. If necessary, to accommodate all speakers within the 30-minute overall limit, the board president may shorten each speaker's time. Constructive criticism is in order. Rudeness, vulgarity, disruptive conduct, or remarks disrespecting personal dignity are not in order and will not be allowed. Under the Arizona Open Meeting Law, the governing board cannot discuss or act on any items not listed on the agenda. Board members may respond to criticism made by a speaker, ask staff to review a matter, or ask that a matter be put on a future agenda. If I could please have Carrie Knutson approach the microphone and state your name.
And then the second one. There's two.
And also have Katie Mae Smith approach the microphone after her.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Carrie Knutson. I would like to
One,
express...
1 second, Carrie. We need to get your mic turned on. 1 second.
Is it on?
Okay, there you go.
All right. I would like to express my support for Dr. Pack to continue serving in the leadership program position for the school board, and she has worked hard in her current position as vice president, currently reviewing and asking thoughtful questions when signing vouchers and reading and researching monthly agendas, items for voting. Dr. Pack would work equally hard as president, and of course would continue working in her present position as vice president. I urge you for the entire board to consider Dr. Pack to stay in a leadership position. I'm not sure just what happened, if that even makes a difference. Sorry.
Thank you.
Josh, restart the timer.
Hi, everybody. I'm Katie Mae Smith. I have 2 7th graders from Highland Lakes. One got to be the mascot tonight. He was very excited, did not fall, so he feels like he won that competition. I told him it's not a competition. But I'm here because I've been coming to board meetings since they were in kindergarten, so a very, very long time, 7th graders now. I have had meetings that I've attended that have been hours long, that have been off topic, that have not really been as productive as they can be. I have come up here and I have told the district staff how amazed I was by how they were able to keep their composure. But this year, with our current governing board president, Paul Carver, I feel like the meetings have been very short. I have felt like they've been on task. As a parent who my time is very valuable, my kids are asking to leave right now, so I'm going to finish this up and then take them home. These meetings have been able to be great for our teachers and for our parents, and so I'd love to have Paul Carver stay in the leadership role. I think Ms. Pack has done a good job in the VP role as far as learning, how that role works, but that's all I wanted to say. It's just that thank you guys so much, but I would love to see the leadership stay exactly as it is. Thank you.
Any further discussion from the board?
Well, I would like to know for the public, it's never been done this way. And The last year has been a year of nobody having a say in anything. Preset meetings established between the superintendent and Mr. Carver, and my hope was that Dr. Pack, as a neutral, someone who really has a grasp of education, who truly cares for teachers, who cares for the students rather than their own agenda, would be able to bring something positive to the district rather than just having another year of nothing occurring, of violations of policies and laws and manipulation of parents, employees being ignored, teachers being ignored, violations being ignored. That was my hope. But it's clear that there was a preset meeting, and so I'm sorry, Dr. Pack. I think you would be great. Just continue to please not let them undermine you, and stand by actual values rather than the manipulations that have occurred.
Any other comments?
Can I comment?
Ms. Simicek?
Thank you. I want to say that I have just been really happy serving on the board with Mr. Carver being the president. I think he's done a fantastic job. I think united as a board, the current situation that we have voted for and accepted for tonight is a really wonderful way to continue to have our growth as we have as a board. So I'm very happy that we have been able to come together and do that. I think it's a very good blend of everybody. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Simicek. Anything further?
I would just like to say that I will continue to work hard and endeavor to ask thoughtful questions, reviewing vouchers and communicating ideas and suggestions to Dr. Finch and our board members. Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And those opposed?
Nay.
Passes 4-1. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Next item on the agenda, district reports. Ms. Mock, you have something for us tonight?
Your mic is off.
No, it's off. We have to tell the guy in the back, hit the button.
It's not you, it's me.
Maybe the whole, Tony, could you knock on the door there? Tell them, yeah, they're all no worky.
Yeah.
Maybe Dr. Pack forgot to sign the voucher for
Can we use
electricity.
the mobile mic?
Josh, what about a handheld mic?
Oh, wait, nope, there we go. Whatever you did, Josh, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's try this again. Thank you, President Carver, members of the board, Dr. Finch, and guests. We have 3 finance reports for you this evening. These are our monthly finance reports, including our M&O budget report, our student activities, and our auxiliary reports. I'm really going to focus on our M&O budget report and continue with what I've kind of started throughout the year with the top 5 M&O expenses to date. We continue with the same top 5 categories, with 87.5% of our expenses to date being salaries and benefits. Coming in at number 2 is utilities at a little over 5%. Our liability insurance, because it is a one-time upfront payment, still remains in top 5 at 3 at about 2.5% of our total budget. Our transportation operations comes in at number 4 at 1.8%, a little over. And you will see there that we are projecting right now, if we continue spending and with the encumbrances we have, that transportation discretionary budget will exceed that $3.5 million. Some of that is offset by the savings that we see on the salary line specifically for transportation, because we do have some contracted services due to the driver shortage. Coming in at number 5 at a little over 1.6% are our school budgets, and that wraps up our top 5. This is the time of year where we're able to start projecting carry forward a little bit better. And not much at the moment. We're looking at approximately $20,000 in carry forward, which is basically breaking even on a budget this size. And with that, I will take any questions on any of the budget reports or cash reports.
Any questions for Ms. Mock on this topic? Looks like we're good to go. Anything further from you tonight, Ms. Mock?
President Carver, this evening, no. I do not have anything else at this time, but I will have
Outstanding.
something later.
Thank you for your time. Next up on the agenda is item 5. Dr. Pack?
My computer just went out. Here.
Tab number 5. There you go.
I move that we approve items 5A through 50.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Sorry.
She got booted.
Aye. Oh, I'm back.
You're back now. Okay. Thank you. Very good.
Vote passes 4-1.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Next on the agenda, item 6A, Dr. Pack.
I'm right now. I move that the governing board accept the administration's recommendation to pre-approve the addenda as presented.
6A should be professional development, travel.
I'm on tab 6. All right, there we go. Take 2. I move that the governing board approve all employee out-of-state travel for professional development per governing board policy GCCE.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Vote passes 4-1. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Next item on the agenda, item 6B, Dr. Pack.
I move that the governing board approve revision to the governing board meeting dates for regular scheduled meetings in school year 2025-2026.
Second.
Any discussion?
The changes for the 25-26 is around the February dates, and that was the addition of the AASA being gone. And so condensing the 2 days into one, so February 17th is the change from the 10th and the 24th into the 17th.
So just for clarification, we're looking at striking the 10th and the 24th and
Correct.
combining them into one meeting in February.
Correct. And if we moved up or down, then we'd have meetings back to back. So we talked with Ms. Mock, and she said that would work.
Any questions or comments for Dr. Finch on this topic? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Okay, item 6C, Dr. Peck. Sorry, we're waiting for a vote. Count.
Vote passes 3-2.
Thank you. Okay, item 6C, Dr. Peck.
I move that the governing board accept the administration's recommendation to pre-approve the addenda as presented.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Nay.
Vote passes 4-1. Thank you.
Okay. On to preview items. Item 7A. Dr. Finch?
The list in front of you, I'm looking at comparing the two. It's online. Yeah, it should be online. You should be able to see it. I think a couple changes that are in it is the July 7th, moving that up from the 15th. Earlier, remember the state we have to approve our budget by the 15th. So we did it last year, and I think that was a good thing to be a week ahead. And so we're going to continue with that, recommend to continue with that. You see the February dates are back in there. So it pretty much mirrors the same as this last year.
Any questions for Dr. Finch regarding the proposed calendar for 26-20?
It'll be an action item at the next meeting.
Correct. Okay. On to item 7B. We have some policies here. I think the bulk, if not all of them, have come down from ASBA for adjustments. Dr. Zurbach, will you be leading item 7B?
Thank you, President Carver, members of the board, Dr. Finch. I have two policies I'm bringing forward to you this evening. They speak to sexual harassment and sexual discrimination. Neither policy has any significant changes to it. The first policy that you see in front of you is ACA. The main change here is its clarifying language, stating that sexual harassment is a form of sex discrimination, and that's in the first line. Other than that, there's a couple of minor word changes, but again, no significant change in the policy. The second policy, ACAA, it goes into Title IX, sex discrimination. You will see the title of this policy has changed. So previously it was Title IX, sexual harassment. It is now the broader category of Title IX, sex discrimination. Other than that, again, there's no significant change. There are some wordsmith pieces to this particular policy, clarifying language about procedural elements of a Title IX complaint. But again, there's no significant changes to either of these two policies, and we would be recommending to accept the language from ASBA.
Questions for Dr. Zurbach regarding ACAA? Okay. Going to D.
BE, school district status. Well, that's Mr. Carver is going to be leading this one.
Am I? BE.
You want me to read this here?
So policy BE is regarding school board meetings, and anybody that's been following DVUSD knows that we've had some open meeting law concerns this last year. AG has determined that we need to go through some extra training as a board because of some failure to follow the rules and the guidelines that are set before us for open meeting law violations. So this has been proposed or is being proposed rather, and to be added to our school board meetings regarding specifically executive sessions. These words and this direction was chosen by myself after doing some research with legal and other districts to see what other districts do regarding their executive session. So the policy remains the same except for an additional paragraph at the end. And I'll read that to everybody. To preserve the statutory required confidentiality of executive sessions, board members shall be required to attend executive sessions in person rather than by phone or virtual attendance. To further preserve confidentiality, board members shall leave any recording technology, e.g. laptops, mobile phones, or recorders, outside of the executive session boardroom. That's the extent of the addition. There's some thoughts behind each one of those two different pieces that we can get into if the board would like, but on the top, that's what's being proposed. Any questions or concerns? Dr. Pack?
You might have said it, but I was reading along. Did you say the school attorney was consulted?
Yes.
And do we know if any other school districts have verbiage like this? Did the school attorney share that other school districts do this, or any insight on that?
We confirmed with legal that there are other districts that have this in practice and in policy. I did not ask for a list of them. Anyone else?
Well, I think we should need to get a list of them because, number one, the superintendent should not be assigning the board president to do jobs within the district without the vote of the board. It's supposed to be a board's duty. And also to be expending without board's authority. And so those are concerns, but the whole reason we had an open meeting violation wasn't because anybody recorded anything in the executive session. I think we need to have clearer language that the administration may not share the contents of executive sessions with their significant others or with the community, because both of the times that we have had issues, it has been the administration who has taken the contents of an executive session and shared it out. The first time was Mr. Miglerino to a candidate who was not an employee, and the second time was Mr. Finch to his wife.
Okay.
And so
unfortunately,
I don't see how this fixes
you've brought
that
those
problem.
topics to the AG before, and they've told you that you're mistaken, and you keep telling us that the AG is wrong. So I'm going
I'm
with
not
what the
saying that.
lawyer. That's exactly
This
what
is
you
the
said
fact
from the
that
dais.
he
so
shared with his wife, and that is
You're-
what the whole conversation was.
That's not what this is meant
How
to
does
do.
this
It's
fix
meant to
that?
protect the board and the district. If the superintendent's doing something wrong, he's out on his own with that.
He
And
does all kinds of things wrong. We
you-
don't hold him accountable.
We're not here to litigate that, so we're here to discuss this. We'll go ahead and break the two sections down since this is a little bit of a topic for everybody. The thought process behind to preserve the statutory required confidentiality of executive sessions, board members shall be required to attend executive in person rather than by phone or virtual attendance. There's a couple things there, right? Is you never know who else is in the car or who else is in the room. Besides the safety fact that in this state, you're not supposed to be taking a conference call on your phone while you're driving down the freeway, no matter how well intended you are. So there's that. We don't know who else is in the room as a district when people call in. So I think as a matter of propriety, that makes sense to have that there. And the other piece, as far as bringing recording devices into the room, really the only electronics that should be in the room are the electronics being supplied by the district for the purpose of the executive session, i.e. presentation materials when we're discussing things that need to be on the overhead, or the recording device that Mrs. Taylor supplies as a matter of keeping statutory required logs of what goes on in the meeting if something needs to be brought up. There's no reason for any of us to have that information in there because we should truly be engaged in what's going on in the meeting and not catching up on texts or scrolling through Facebook or updating anybody on what's happened with our day. We should be about that. And so I think there's nothing wrong with this. It gives the district a layer of protection in case somebody does something that they shouldn't be doing. I'm not accusing anybody of doing things that they shouldn't be doing. I'm just saying that a lot of the policies that I have tried to put together to bring before the board have been just an effort to try to make the district a safer place moving forward. When we're all gone, everybody will have a better blueprint with which to go with. Policies aren't meant to micromanage us, but in some cases, especially in today's world, I think we need a little bit better guardrails. So, and with that, Dr. Pack.
I do strongly agree with the first part about executive sessions being in person for the points you've mentioned. As far as the cell phones, all teachers worldwide deal with this with phones. I agree we should be focusing on it. I'm also somewhat concerned about protection of devices, so I agree that phones should not be out. As far as not having them in the room, we would have to also then instruct any person coming into the room that's either presenting or observing whatever the topic is to also leave phones outside.
Correct.
So is there, when you have someone coming is there going to be like a locked place to put it, or they're going to have to run out to their car? I'm just logistically trying to figure out how that would happen.
Sure.
Like at school, we put it in a basket.
Right.
Your drawer in front of you locks as well, so you can put it in there. Right
But in
at the
executive
days,
session.
you just flip down the little red thing, and then you can't get in.
Well, for that to be effective, we'd have to actually go back to appropriately entering into executive sessions by doing it here, which we no longer do. We, in fact, violate open meeting laws by being locked into the building before we ever, even whether or not the door's open, the exterior doors are always locked. So we would have to go back to the way it was, coming here, calling our meeting to order, and then going into executive session for the drawers to be useful.
That would give us an opportunity to lock up our devices in the drawers.
Any further discussion on this specific topic? Hearing none, we'll move on to item 7E.
BED. Policy BED is again
Dr.
back
Z.
to, what's up? Okay. Goes back to ASBA crunching things again. Information from policies BEDD and BDEF and BEDG, they were all added to BED, and subheadings were added for clarity. So revisions to the policy language are as follows. This is what actually changed. A through G is listed as an example under the subheading Rules of Order, with a highlighted portion for districts to enter district-specific rules of order. That was formerly came out of BEDD. The phrase, including on an electronic roll call vote, that was added under the subheading Voting Methods. It formerly was BDF. And then in print or digital form was removed and replaced for or a recording under the subheading Minutes, which is formerly from G. Also, the word bylaws was removed for the titles for the policy regulations and exhibits. So more clarification, more headings, but not really the content didn't change that much.
Questions for Dr. Finch regarding BED? Sorry.
ASBA just cleaning it up, condensing.
Like you said, every time they change lawyers, we do this, and they did change lawyers.
Yep. Running up the bill.
Hearing no questions, we'll go on to EP.
BEDA, notification of board meetings, policy advisory was given to us. In policy BEDA, end notice was removed from the first paragraph, as any other notice other than the agenda is unnecessary per statute. So they just removed end notice out.
Any questions regarding this change? Again, I just want to remind the board, if there's questions or concerns, these preview times are the times to discuss, or if you have any concerns or questions. And then the 2 weeks in between meetings, if that's what we happen to have, there's time to ask further questions or clarification or suggest language change before we come back at the next meeting.
But I don't understand what's the point of making suggestions or conversation if the board president and Mr. Finch decide before it ever gets here, and then they throw it on the consent agenda. There's really not a point. We're not following our own policy to even adopt
And
policies.
Mrs. Fisher, you're out of line. You're making accusations that have no basis in fact. Stay relevant. We'd
Absolutely
appreciate
do.
it. If you can't, then just please
They
until the rest of the
absolutely
meeting, because we're almost done.
Thank God.
Yep. Item G.
I have
Yes,
one
Dr.
thing to
Pack,
say.
you had something?
Of course, in the 2 weeks, I will review this and send questions. I just want to make a point that sometimes I'll get an email from a community member, and if it's not a question that I already asked, then I try to honor that and ask it, but I do try to get my questions in ahead of time.
Thank you, Dr. Pack. Item G, Dr. Finch.
I think Heather probably has this one, no?
Ms. Mock.
President Carver, Dr. Finch, members of the board and guests. We are presenting the ASBA recommended revisions to policy DA. It was previously fiscal management goals, and I had it open. Had one additional part to the title. It used to be priority objectives. The title priority objectives was stricken from the title. ASBA is recommending fiscal management goals. There were also minor edits to the policy language that ASBA believes reflects best practices for fiscal management goals. And we are recommending it as presented in the policy advisory.
So just to be clear, these changes that are being presented have come down from ASBA, correct?
President Carver, yes, that is correct.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Mock regarding this policy? Hearing none, we appreciate you getting us up to speed on that. Do we have any further public comment tonight? No. Okay. Board reports, Ms. Simicek.
Thank you, Mr. Carver. I don't have a whole lot to say. I just want to say welcome back to teachers and students and staff from our winter break. I hope everybody got a nice, much needed break during that time. We are back at the legislature as of yesterday. Yesterday was opening day. Had our first education committee today, so that went very well, and I look forward to kind of being able to report back to us on our school board meetings and sharing kind of what's going on down there, and encouraging everybody to pay attention to what's going on and come on down and share and speak. Those, as we've seen, those conversations that happen in committee then hit the floor. If they are passed and then signed by the governor, we make those policies right here at this dais. So I ask you to kind of spend some time doing that as well, and look forward to filling you all in on that. And I think that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Simicek. 1 second while we reset the time. Mrs. Fisher.
Well, I do want to welcome everybody back. I can't believe it's 2026. I can't wait until it's about to be 2027. Unfortunately, it's an election year, and I don't know about y'all, but my phone is already blasting with advertisements from both sides and the independents, and it's only January. So we're in for a long year. I looked at my list of all the requests from last year that were not fulfilled or even considered. So I'll send them back through again by email, requests to address concerns from employees, legal cases, legal matters, and of course, the one that is personal to me is holding the superintendent accountable for slanderous and defamatory items. In fact, I received one again today. I think it might have come in yesterday, and responded to it. And worse, in the last little bit, he has actually sent emails to dox me at my work. All these are illegal actions, and I will ask the board once again to address it. I don't expect that they will honor the request. However, it is their legal duty to hold him accountable, and refusing to do so is a failure to do their duty. So that's it. I hope the kids are happy. I hope the schools are doing much better than the district as a whole. And I hope at some point kids are learning honesty from their parents, because they sure aren't learning it from DVUSD.
Thank you, Mrs. Fisher. Mr. Botfeld?
First, Happy New Year. I don't know how many of you went to some of the programs for the Christmas, but it was really lovely. Normally, I begin with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Today, I'm going to do something a little different. Back to the future. 1 year ago, when I was running for the DVUSD school board, my campaign slogan was, "Our children are the future. We owe them the best." I had no idea how excellent this school district does that. The normal way of judging a school district is to look at academic scores. True, we score higher than most Arizona districts and are well above the national average, but that's only a beginning. What people don't see are the dozens, hundreds of awards our students win, our teachers win, our administrators win. They don't know how many A-rated schools we have. But that doesn't tell you the best part of this district's educational system. We prepare students for life. What does that mean? Start with Title I, schools that help children avoid the devastation of poverty, then add gifted programs for those who with serious mental capacity. Next, think of the programs that we prepare children for the future. I'm not talking about doctors or lawyers. The district has programs that prepare students for accounting, Air Force ROTC, construction, Avenue 27 culinary arts, cybersecurity, engineering, film and TV production, finance, graphic design, hospitality management, marketing, nursing, stagecraft. These things can't be accomplished without dedicated teachers, hard-working administrative staff, and especially an environment that nurtures success. If we return to the good and the bad and the ugly, this would all be good. The bad would be that Arizona ranks 49th for educational funding in the United States. And the ugly would still be me.
Thank you, Mr. Bodfeld. Dr. Pack?
I'd like to say Happy New Year to everybody. Welcome back. Congratulations to President Carver for continuing president. Congratulations to me, I guess, for continuing vice president. I attended the ASBA annual conference and participated in my capacity as our governing board's voting delegate. I want to applaud our governing board for doing our homework in a timely fashion in order to be able to submit our governing board's vote. Some other districts dropped the ball for whatever reason, and therefore the bylaw vote has been delayed until March 6th for those districts who have not submitted their governing board's vote. So yay to us. I, of course, reviewed more vouchers, and during our study session a week or so ago about leadership and the segue to duties, it occurred to me, because I was talking about vouchers, and I got reeled back in, thank you. It occurred to me that electronic PDF accounts payable, because I went and asked my school's money guy, electronic PDF accounts payable could easily be shared with today's sophisticated school management software. It would be more efficient if the VP, whoever that would be, at the moment me, could review vouchers electronically and submit the questions, and then I could just come in, or the VP can just come in and sign them in one fell swoop. So we wouldn't actually need someone to be paid $60,000 to scan those if we wanted to be able to share them. It's a function of the software these days. So perhaps we can discuss it as a board, as an option, because I know other school board members, when I've gone to these trainings, they're reviewing them electronically, and it seems to be pretty darn efficient. I had brought a Diligent poster to share with everybody, which you can find it when you click on the Diligent links, but part of the poster focuses on this little path about transparency. So starting with baby steps, providing electronically to the vice president might be a good first step. At the ASBA training in December, I also attended a very informative session on artificial intelligence, which allowed me to ask detailed questions when I was visiting with Dr. Finch at my monthly meeting, and asking what our district does. And I remember you briefly telling me that we, or our experts in AI, were training the state or something. Maybe somebody could do a little blurb about that, because AI is also on parents' minds and teachers' minds. So maybe a short presentation on how our district handles AI, because I know as a classroom teacher, I'm concerned about it. So I'm always worrying about the safety of students. Nothing is free. So ChatGPT, nothing is free. Anyway, so I would ask if we can elaborate that. Also, while I'm on asking part of my list, I would like to see not a very long presentation, but maybe a presentation on the mid-year DIBELS scores, because as teachers, we look at data, and as a board, it would be nice to see the growth as we talk about the growth. So seeing the DIBELS part of the data would be helpful. Also, when I was digging through the policies, trying to find about what the term election means, I did stumble across policy BHD, Board Communications with the Public. And so I just wanted to remind people out there that while we might see an anonymous letter or note or concern, I hear you, but as a board, according to our policy, we cannot act on anything anonymous. So anonymous won't work. I also applied for the Arizona Department of Education's Committee of Practitioner, the COPS, which advises Arizona Department of Education on Title I and SF implementation to help ensure that policies reflect the voices of educators and families. They'll make a determination if I'm on that. So I'm glad to contribute to that. The English language ELA curriculum review is still in process, and the materials are out in the district office in the lobby. So I would invite people to go look at it. You can also access it electronically. I think that's out there till February 12th. So I know as a teacher, I like to dig through that, so I invite other people. I've also scheduled a couple of campus visits, which I'll do during my winter break. And thank you to Kelly Fisher for sharing the survey results of the teachers. What I saw out of that was, yikes, large class sizes and unprotected prep time for teachers makes it really hard, which accelerates burnout on teachers. So what I've been saying all along, let's get some small class sizes because it's hard, even if you're the best teacher in the world. Also, one last plug for a public tax school credit. You have until April 15th. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Pack. Anybody that knows me knows that this last month is a busy month for me and the Carver household. We'll see what we can get through here in my time. I was invited to participate in the Mountain Ridge Biomedical Shark Tank. For those of you that aren't quite sure what that is, we have a biomedical class over there taken care of by Ms. Rogers that is phenomenal. And one of the classes the fourth year students participate in is there to develop their project is to develop a medical device that would have a real life application. And they're supposed to basically come up with a Shark Tank type of presentation. And then Ms. Rogers gets industry leaders into the room and other folks for them to present to. And then we critique them and give them a score. And they were all really well thought out. And most of them brought actual life-size, touchy-feely examples of what it is that they wanted, what it is that they were proposing. And it's just really amazing to see how far kids have come, because I think back to when I was up there, and I mean, we didn't have the technology, so maybe it's not a fair assessment, but we weren't nearly as far along as these kids are. So it's really amazing to be able to participate in that. And with the onset of the holidays, we were able to attend, when I say we, that's me and my my better half, Boulder Creek High School's choir. If you don't ever get a chance, well, make an opportunity to go see Boulder Creek's choir in action. They are absolutely amazing. I was also able to visit all 23 of our early Head Start classrooms with Miss Zeke, and that is a heck of an opportunity if you ever get a chance. Truth be known, I didn't go looking like myself, so it was much more fun for the kids than what they probably would have thought if just some old guy would have walked in the room. But it was a good time had by all. So if you guys ever get a chance to volunteer in those classrooms, please do. I also was able to go watch the Sandra Day O'Connor choir performance, and they had Santa Claus show up. They sang When Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and here he came walking through the middle of the auditorium. So that was pretty cool. Sunrise invited me out for literacy night, and I was absolutely blown away at the number of people from the community that came in. Everybody that came received some sort of winter item, whether it be a blanket, hat, gloves. They had multiple stations set up. All of them were built surrounding the idea of literacy. So, there were phonics and different things like that. And then the ASBA conference, as most of my peers up here have alluded to, I was able to participate in that. And there's always some concern in the community so what did you attend? Some of the classes that I attended were titled HR and the Governing Board, What Matters Most. And that was kind of interesting, right? Because HR doesn't directly affect the Governing Board, but what the Governing Board does can affect HR. So that was interesting to see that dynamic. One of the other classes, Elevating Success Through Transition. That class focused on what does it look like when it's time to consider moving on from current district leadership as far as the superintendent or assistant deputies and things like that, and the best way for succession planning to take place so that the district can continue to enjoy the success that the previous individual built, if that's the case. Another class was Missing Too Much High School, Addressing Chronic Absence. So we discussed the different percentages, and I was really tickled because we know our percentages, and we have better attendance than the people that they were holding us against to for comparison. So that was awesome. Our organizational governing organizational governing board policies, documenting employee misconduct. So that was interesting because the policies that we generate help to form regulations, which build different forms and different pathways by which we deal with inappropriate behaviors. And we had a keynote speaker that was really entertaining to listen to. The gentleman, I'm at a loss right now for his name, but the other keynote speaker that was there, he wrote a book, Get Out of the Way, and it talks about how we are some of the biggest roadblocks to our children growing. You know, we need to meet the kids where they are to help them to grow and to expand. And so I'm currently reading that. And then, of course, our study session last week, if you missed it, we had a nice team building activity beforehand with the board members that showed up and the cabinet. And then we went into study session so that we could discuss what organizational leadership looks like and the policies that surround that for the district. And Dr. Finch.
Thanks for Mr. Botfeld. We'll call you Doctor. Doctor. It was your birthday a couple weeks ago, so we'll give you a promotion. Nice job reflecting over the excellence of DVUSD. If you don't get a chance, if you do get a chance, watch the award ceremonies that are before the board meeting, usually about a half hour before. We hand out A banners, and as Mr. Botfeld quoted, yes, we hit 27 A's, which is a record for us, and we are A as a district, and 93% of our schools are A or B. And so we won 70 titles, state titles last year in the fine arts and academics and CTE and athletics. So we're at the top of our game, and so thanks for the kind words there. It's a lot of people to pull that off, and it takes a great board supporting us in that adventure. Along the same lines, congratulations to the DVUSD board. If you missed it from the last award ceremony, you got the Total Boardsmanship Award. That's for attending those conferences and being plugged in. So we have a good record in the last probably 3-4 years of getting that award. That means we participate and engage. So good job. And January was Board Appreciation, or is Board Appreciation Month, and we bought dinner at the last study session in recognition of that great work. So hope you enjoyed those tacos. Probably the biggest news today is the spelling bee. The spelling bee has crossed the finish line. We have about 40 kids that participate, grades 4 through 8. They're in here trying to get the coveted trophy, and they are not allowed to have electronic devices with them, because I think I would have won if I could, like Google it. The winner was a Shawnee Nayak from the UP, from the Union Park. I think besmirch was her word. I would have had to Google that. I didn't know that was a word. She would 12 rounds and became out the champ. Daniel Wallison and Audrey Zimmerman were the first and second runner-up, so congratulations to them. Then they continue to climb the ladder, and maybe we'll see them in a couple months on TV on ESPN for the Nationals. Never say never, right? So congratulations to her winning, and that's the second champ from Union Park last 2 years. So Union Park knows how to spell. I don't know if you knew this, but Dr. McCusker was a 7-time champ in her elementary days. So if you want to check a word, ask her. We have thank you to Hillary Rausch, who and the CASs, they were the judges and put it together. And so that's a lot of work, and it comes together with a nice teamwork approach, and she did a nice job. So thanks, Hillary. My state of the district, my 28th state of the district is out, and it'll be published in the newspapers here coming this next week or so. It's a summary of kind of just where we've been and thinking more towards next year as well. And in my case, in 10 years from now, because we are currently looking at some long-range planning. As you know, many of our neighbors are closing schools. Actually, most of them are. And so we need to think out into the future 10 years, and obviously TSMC is going to have a huge splash when their factory gets rolling, but it's the ripple effect that's important, and that's what impacts us. So as that company, the world's largest chip maker, gets up to speed, there'll be thousands and thousands of new homes and thousands of new people coming to our neighborhood. So we need to get ready for that. So our long-range planning committee is working on some boundary kind of tweaks, I guess you would say it, adjustments, so we can use our facilities wisely. We have a couple more meetings. We're starting to work with the demographer as well, getting more specific. So thanks for all the work Dr. Galligan and Ms. Mock are doing with that. It takes a lot of work to do that. So thank you for your service. Anything else on my list? We have some things coming up. POP's coming up. Interfaith is coming up. Our churches come here, and that's a good time. If you want to check that out, check the box, and we'll get an invite to you. And then our 4th annual district walkathon or run walk, board members can go too. It's at O'Connor on the 24th. Even if your knee's been replaced, we have a special division. If you can win that. So good job. She's gonna win the trophy, I think. Dr. Z could have a challenger.
Thank you, Dr. Finch. Future meeting dates are not up to date on the district website, as we did make a change today. So please give us a day or two to make that correction, and then you'll be able to get all future dates on the website. If there's no objection, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Have a nice evening, everybody.